Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0 for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and most beautiful ideas of plastic made flowers for decorating purpose. Uh, First of all, dear audience, we talk about an artificial plants in other meanings or artificial plants or limitation of natural plants used for commercial or residential decorations. They are sometimes made of scientific purpose. The collection of glosses flower at Harvard University, for example, illustration the flora of the United States. So, dear audience, artificial plants vary widely from mass-produced variety and that are distinguishable from real plants by casual observation to high detailed botanical or artistic specimen. But in other hand, dear audience, I talk about artificial flowers which is used for different purpose like a marriage ceremony or any other like as a birthday ceremony. So, dear audience, material used in their manufacture have include painted linen and shaving of stained foam in ancient Egypt, gold and silver in ancient Rome, or rice paper in China, silkworm, coconuts in Italy. When we talk about its making process, then colored feature in South America and wax and tinted shells. So modern technique involve cord or formed soap, nylon netting, stretches over wire frames, ground clay, and mass-produced injection plastic molding. So polyester has been the main material for manufacturing artificial flowers since the 1970s. Means a polyester we can make it can be a important material, a main material for manufacturing or made an artificial flowers. Most artificial flowers in the market nowadays are made of polyester fabric. Polyester fabric production, the industry is now highly specialized with several different manufacturing process. Hundreds of artificial flower factories in the Pearl River Delta areas of Guangdong province in China have been built since the early 1980s. So thousands of 14-foot containers of polyester flowers and plants are exported to many countries every year. So when we talk about polyester and paper, five main process may be defined and distinguished. The first step consists of putting the polyester fabric in guillotine in order to stiffen it. So the second consists of cutting up the various polyester fabric and materials implied into shapes suitable for forming the leaves, petals. This may be done with skeezer, but is more often done with stamp that can cut through a dozen or more thickness at one below. So in third, next the veins of the leaves are impressed by means of silk screen printing with the dry and the petal are given their natural rounded form by goffering irons of various shapes. So the fourth one is to assemble the petals and other parts of the flower which is built up from the center outward. So in fifth process is to mount the flower on a stalk of brass or iron wire wrapped with suitable colored material and to add the leaves to complete the spray. So while the material most often used to make artificial flowers is polyester fabric, both paper and cloth flower are also made with origami. So nylon stocking flowers, the art of nylon flower making is an as easy to learn craft which uses simple tools and inexpensive material to achieve stunning results. So, nylon flower making enjoyed a brief popularity in the US in 97 70 and soon became very popular in Japan. In recent years, the craft's popularity has spread Asia, Europe, and Australia. So, with the advent of new colors and materials, the art has expanded to infinite new possibility of nylon flowers making. So, dear audience, the basic material needed to make nylon flower include wire, stem wire, nylon stocking, nylon threading, floral tape, and stem. So, some flower requires cotton balls or sheets, means or batting white glue, acrylic paint, and paint brushes. So, dear audience, when we talk about a silk flower, then silk flower are crafted from a protein fiber spun by the silkworm, producing lifelike flowers. So, flower described as being made of silk with a real touch techniques are not made of silk, but rather are made of polyester, polymers, and plastic. Moreover, textile items made of polyester but marketed as silk violate the US federal law, specifically the 1959 Textile Fiber Products Identification Act. So, there are two methods. One is carved. A bar with layered colored soap is mounted in lathe and circular grooves are chiseled into it. So the finished flower is symmetric and regular, but the flower are not identical and can be called handmade. So molded and oilless soap, mild to a powder, is mixed with water, and the paste is used a modeling material. Leaf and petal texture are stamped or rolled in onto the soap. This is an expensive, labor-intensive process. So when we talk about a clay flowers are made by hand from special air dry polymers. Clay are cooled propylene, steel wire, paint, glue, tape, and sometimes paper, and foam as a filler with the help of cutter, where each flower has its own cutter set. So the pot are cut from the still soft clay and then formed with specially designed tools. So after drying, these pots are when needed painted with precision and then very precisely assembled into a whole flower. When made by skillful artisans, clay flower can be very realistic from Thailand, where this art is very popular. It has spread to Europe, Russia, and the US. So glass is method and blown by hand into flower shapes. Working with glass at high temperature to form a flower is very difficult, which is why glass flower are much more expensive than typical artificial flower. So when we talk about plastic injection molding is used for mass manufacture and of plastic flowers. So plastic is injected into perform metal dye. So dear audience, I think that its history is a long. It in plastic order it can copper, gilt, or many other things we can use for making a beautiful bouquet of flowers. So, dear audience, I think that my video and my beautiful flowering ideas for different purpose is much inspired you. If my idea and my video inspired you, then subscribe my channel and like my video. So thank you very much guys. Once again, thank you.